Coming up, we discuss ping whoring, streak bonuses, Uber no longer allowed at Ontario Airport, tips for quicker responses from Uber support, SFO pickup regulation changes, and more. Special thanks to JT Legal Group. They can be reached by phone at 888-542-6351 or click the link in our website at kingofuber.com. From Southern and Central California, you're listening to the King of Uber podcast. This is episode 72. And here he is, the King of Uber, Johnny.
Hello everyone, thank you for joining us for another episode of King of Uber. My name is Johnny, known as the King of Uber. I'm here with Dolph and Lonnie. Can you guys say hello?
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'd like to give a shout out to Alex, Mike, John, Joe, Jeff, Melissa, Jennifer, Cindy. Are those all the generic names?
You know, it kind of reminds me. You ever watch that show Romper Room, like when you were little?
No.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
No, never mind.
Oh, when they
Beyond
say
my
hello
ears.
to everybody?
Yeah, and like at the very end of the show, she has like this magic mirror, and she says hi to like all these kids. Like, and I was like, is she gonna say my name? And she never did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that today. I guess I'm the only one that has a normal common name.
Well, your American name,
Johnny. I
your
know.
English name,
What is your other name?
King.
Okay, besides that.
right?
Stud.
Oh, God. Okay, on to
Big
the next.
feet, big fingers, long fingers. So anyway, we're coming up to the end of September. I think the UC start school next week, so we should be getting back to the normal schedule where more traffic in the mornings, more traffic in the afternoon, more pings around the UC campuses.
UCLA, go Bruins.
They suck in football.
UC Irvine, go Anteaters.
So it should be very interesting how everything goes. I've noticed that there's been less drivers out on the road these days, and I think it's because a lot of people got big checks from a settlement that we're not supposed to talk about, so I think people are working a lot less. So yeah, it's been kind of interesting. I came out on Sunday morning like I usually do. I did 13 rides for a whole $61, and not one ride tipped me.
Of course not.
Sheesh.
Well, were they mostly like surge rides?
On a Sunday morning? Oh, no, none of them were surge rides.
Oh, I thought
was
you
doing
got, like-
the streak.
I thought you had like surge rides on Saturday morning or something.
No. Saturday night, I came out for like 3.5 hours, and I did $142 because I did 9 rides that day, 3 streak bonuses. I also got like $24 in tips, $13.50 in the streak bonuses, and I did mostly surge rides on Saturday. So I've noticed that the weekends are surging on Uber, so that's been really good. The mornings are still kind of slow, not surging that much, but yeah, I did notice there's a lot less cars out there. When you guys are driving out there, for all your listeners, always remember your surroundings. So I want to give you a little hint. Like Sunday night, I was driving down to the peninsula, and I noticed that there was another Uber car behind me with an Uber sticker, and I was still probably a good mile away from the peninsula. Usually, you wait until you get into the surge area before you turn on your app, but I noticed that the car was behind me, so I went on my passenger app and noticed that he showed up. And when he did show up on the car, I turned on my app because I know he's going to get all the calls from behind, not in front. So I ended up turning on my app, and then I got a ping right away, and I got a nice 1.7. And it was great because they went a whole 0.9 miles.
Right.
So I got like $4 and some change on that ride.
All right.
Wow.
I did my classic 1 star. And then I went for and I was going for the streak bonus again, and I ended up getting another ping that went another 1 mile. After that one, I got a 45 plus.
No
so
surge?
that killed me.
Or with the surge?
No surge. Oh, no, it was a 1.2, 45 plus. I didn't take it. I was like, screw this. I'm not going to do a $40 ride just so I can make an extra $4.50. So it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing, though. I do like the streak bonus, and the only reason why I like it is because it lets me be the best ping whore that I can be.
You're challenged, ping whore.
Very challenged.
Yeah, well, the thing is that the idea behind ping whoring is you take all pings. So if they're going to pay you an extra, no matter what that ride is, and you're going to take that ping, then you are ping whoring, but you're making money.
Well, there's difference between making money and making profit. So ever since the streak bonuses come out, I've had days where I think the week before I made $76 in a very short amount of time because of the bonuses that I got, and I didn't leave Newport, Costa Mesa, or Huntington. So profit wise, I drove a lot. I didn't drive many miles. And the pings that I did get, they were all very close to me. Like, I didn't have to drive far to get them. So that was a good profit day because I didn't spend much in gas, but the amount of money I made was, was decent for the amount of time that I was out there. Now, this past Sunday, I came out, did the same thing. I got all crappy rides, but I did decline a crap load of them because for some reason, Sunday morning, there weren't drivers out. And some of my calls were like 7 miles, 8 miles away, and I wasn't willing to go get those rides. But I did make a mistake by getting 13 short rides. My biggest ride that day was $9, and I got 9 rides that were under $3.50.
How many did you need for your streak?
3.
Oh.
So I only hit the streak bonus twice, so I got an extra $8 out of it. So technically, if I didn't get that extra $8, I would have made $52
Jeez.
for 13 freaking rides. But I know every once in a while I'm gonna have days like that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like having 10-mile rides all the time.
And sometimes it's like, I think your chances of making money, though, with those streak bonuses are probably better than not,
So the streak bonuses are really good when there's no traffic and there's a lot of pings.
Which, honestly, I feel like it's a lot easier to do a streak bonus on Uber than it is on Lyft. Because you could be waiting forever for that 3rd ride or that 5th ride to get your bonus,
Right. But, with I'm not on Lyft anymore, so
of course
I haven't got my car inspected yet. But I'm happy to say that I've gone over 1 year without doing a Lyft ride.
Congratulations.
Why, thank you. I think it's
Are
a
you
big
not?
deal.
Aren't you not a driver, Lyft driver anymore?
Well, I am, but I haven't driven one of those. I haven't done a Lyft ride in ages.
Yeah, Lyft's like trying to give them like those incentives. It's like, we'll give you at least $30 if you do like 5 rides.
I don't even check my Lyft app anymore. And I know one of these days when I'm in Santa Ana, I want to go stop by and do my inspection and get back on just in case. So yeah, it should be interesting.
I'm surprised you don't call it a steak bonus anymore.
Steak bonus, I know, right?
I have glasses now, so I can read. Anything else going on?
A few days ago, I think Paul got something in the mail from Uber. It was like
about the
what's
independence
that?
thing.
It was a little sticker that says, "Ask me about my independence." for
It was
Uber
a sticker?
drivers. Yeah. It's I guess trying to go the route of the reason why we're independent contractors is because we don't have our own schedule.
Right.
I don't get it.
I thought you were gonna say, go.
No, I mean, I
going
guess
against
okay. So
the law or something.
now what I guess they're doing, they're passing out these stickers, things to put on your car that says, "Ask me about my independence." And then I think they're trying to, sway people into voting against AB5. But, it's going to happen. It's not going to happen, whatever. I don't think...
All right.
Yeah.
Do we know if we're allowed to drop off Ubers at Ontario Airport?
We are not.
So we're not allowed to drop off there at all?
Neither
At
pick up, neither drop off.
I know we can't do the pickup, so we can't drop off there. I know that because they don't want to charge the fee.
And apparently also we're not allowed to drop off either. So, as far as I can tell, Lyft has not said that they aren't available to go in or not.
Well, yeah, I know with Lyft you could still drop off and pick up there. So for you Uber drivers that were out in the Riverside, Ontario area, here's what you can do. If you do get an Uber customer that wants to go to Ontario Airport, you could ask them to sit in the front seat. You could take the stickers off, explain to them what's going on, and drop them off there. Hopefully, because you're doing that, not dropping them outside the airport, they'll give you a big fat tip.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and you could tell them that, hey, I could get in trouble for this, blah, 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 and it could be a big fine. So it could be an extra way to make a little bit of extra money.
And when you help them out with their bags out of your trunk, hug and kiss.
You're still talking about that one story I told you about?
Of course.
So the people that don't know that story, when John Wayne Airport, we weren't allowed to pick up and drop off there. This is the technique I was using. I asked the girl to sit in the front seat, and she did. And then at the end of the ride, she goes, "Hey, can we make out?" So that they won't, you know. She really did. And I was so stunned and shocked by it. I said no. I said a hug's fine.
Yeah.
And she was, "Oh, we should make out. It'd be like the movies."
Wow. You actually declined to make out?
Yeah. What do you think?
Was she not cute?
No, she was very cute. What do you think? I'm some kind of like whore or something?
Yeah.
The only whore I am is the ping whore. Oh, 2 Sundays ago, I talked to Dolph about this. Somebody left their phone in my car, but I didn't know it because it was stuck in between the crease of my car, my seats. And Uber gave me a call, and I said, "Yeah, there's nothing back here." And I don't even remember who the rider was. And then about 4 or 5 days later, I moved to the front of my seat, and I heard a squeak, and I put my hand down, and the phone was there. So I emailed Uber back, and I told them that, I found the phone, and then they emailed me back, "Here's the phone number to call." So I called, and I got a hold of the guy, but the guy ended up going back to North Carolina. So I sent his phone back to him through the post office, and he sent me $25. And then Uber told me to let me know when you send it. And so I sent to them, and they're like, "Oh, that's very kind of you, blah, 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 blah. And let us know when you're going to send it, and we'll send you the $15 return fee." So, and I wrote them back, and I said, "Are you stupid? I just emailed you and told you I sent it back." And then I got another reply saying, "Oh, yeah, thank you for your good service, blah, blah, blah. We will credit you $15 on your next pay statement." I'll read the email. "Thanks for letting us know, Johnny. We're glad to hear you're providing great service to your riders, helping them reunite them with their forgotten items. We've added a $15 for your next pay statement."
Nice.
I said, "Are you stupid or something? I just told you I returned it," is what I sent to them. It says, "We understand that it requires time and effort to return a lost item to a rider. In order to help you with this inconvenience, we can provide you a $15 payment for your help, blah, 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 blah." And that's when I wrote it to him. I don't know if you listeners out there, if you ever email Uber, and, we always get those cut and paste responses. For you to get your problem escalated to someone with a higher authority to get something done, you need to email them with something really negative. So back in the day, I used to write stuff like, "Are you freaking stupid? Do you not understand English? Do you not have an education?" I used to email these things to them, and then a manager would return an email with something better. So the reason why they always want to be good to us is because Uber will also send you one of those surveys. And if those guys get bad survey reviews, I don't know, something happens like, they have a star rating kind of thing also. So that's why I used to write those things, and I figured that out. So if you want to ever get your cancellation fee, don't try to call the 800 number, because those people are in the Philippines and they don't know anything.
They don't speak no English.
Yeah, they speak like Lonnie.
Shut up.
Aren't those your brothers and sisters and cousins out there working at the Uber 800 number complex?
Nope. I don't know any of them.
You don't know any of them? Dolph, are those your relatives?
Maybe. Honestly, I think we're all related anyway, so,
That's gross, man.
Mm-hmm.
So that means you and Lonnie are related?
Maybe.
Nope, my dad's from Spain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Lonnie, you have some Filipino in you.
Yeah.
So I know you speak Tagalog. How do you pronounce that?
Tagalog.
I call it Tagalog.
That's what I call it. I call it Tagalog.
Oh my gosh.
We're so gay sometimes. Dolph, so you had something interesting earlier. You said something about
a story.
Oh, yeah, the sad news. So it was about that one guy and his passenger. They got murdered by their Uber pool other passenger.
So they caught the guy, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They caught the guy. I think it was actually easy to find him. But yeah, that's just really Horrible.
That's
It is
really
horrible.
sad.
So the story is, I guess the driver picked up one pool rider, then picked up another pool rider, and then one of the pool riders ended up shooting both the driver and the other pool passenger. This sounds kind of cruel to say, but I always tell people, don't accept those pool rides. There's been plenty of stories, maybe not in the news and other places, but there's been plenty of times where people have ordered pool and gotten some heated arguments with the other passenger or the driver because they didn't expect to have another passenger in the car, because a lot of these people didn't realize they ordered a pool, or they didn't understand what it was. They just saw the cheap price and that's what they ordered.
You know, it happens at the airport quite a bit too. You know, it's
yeah.
like you pick up like one passenger and then you say, oh, looks like I'm picking up the second one. It's like, what? Huh? Or like,
Right, then you go pick up second one and they have like 4 pieces of huge luggage, and then you have to get out of your car and say to them, are you stupid? This is a pool ride. How am I supposed to put all your luggage in my car? You
Yeah.
cheap ass mother.
They say make it fit, Johnny.
You make it fit? How do you make it fit?
I don't know.
Are you talking sexually, or are you talking about the luggage?
No, I'm not. Anyway, next.
she's talking about playing Tetris.
Yeah. Tetris.
I haven't played that in a long time. There's another rumor. What was it, Dolph? That Uber stealing percentage of tips or stealing tips?
Tips. Yep.
Yeah,
Stealing
that's
tips.
been going on for a while. You know, people are like, oh, the passenger said they were going to tip me, or, you know, they tipped right in front of me and the tip never showed up. And, you know, or like they tipped like $10, but only $8.50 show up. It's kind of a funny thing, but this thing goes around the internet quite a bit.
Yeah, I don't know. Since everything's kind of computerized, even though I didn't get
Right.
one tip, out of my 13 rides, but the day before I got a bunch. So it's kind of interesting that people are saying these things, but I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I don't know if it's true, if it's not true. It's kind of tough to figure out what's really going on.
Yeah, it's really hard to defend Uber on this and say they are not stealing tips, they're not doing this, they're not being shady, because
You mean like DoorDash?
Huh?
Like DoorDash?
He said like DoorDash.
yeah, exactly, because like it happens on DoorDash, or more than anything, I think Uber would they wouldn't steal a tip, but they would rewrite it in such a way that they be entitled to your tip and we wouldn't know.
So basically they're stealing our tips.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Legally stealing our tips.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of find it interesting. But there could also be some program at Uber, sending that money to his own bank account.
That's true.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So I know Uber stock went from like $30 to $33. I know, what's the name? Tragic Dick bought a $37 million house in New York or something like that. What's his name? Travis.
Oh,
know
the
his
former guy or the current guy?
Yeah, the former guy.
Travis,
I call him Tragic. Because him and his partner ended up selling all their Uber shares.
Oh, wow.
And I guess now he's starting to start up a new company that's supposed to be some kind of food delivery thing or something.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. Well, what else he's going to do? He's got all that money. Might as well do something else.
I heard he was going to try to do something with real estate.
Interesting.
But I have a feeling, though, he's more of like if he's doing real estate, he's probably late in the game. Because you have that other app, Airbnb.
Yeah.
So Airbnb, let's face it, it's Uber for landlords.
Oh, let's talk about the weekday and the weekend driving.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So you guys know that, like, when I'm sitting at home, I'm always checking out the Uber app and stuff. I noticed that the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, certain times, they're all surging. So if you guys are online or at home, always check out what times everything's surging. Like Monday mornings around 8 o'clock, you will see the airport surging, John Wayne. That's when all the flights come in. They all start landing around 7:40, 7:50. There's plenty of, if you get a ride to the airport on Monday, you drop off around 7:30, you might want to stick around the airport and stay offline until 8 o'clock. I know it's 30 minutes in your car is kind of a long time, but, it's could be profitable, but like on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it's a little different. Monday nights between usually 10 and 10:30, you might see surges at the airport then also. But normally during the week and mornings, not a lot of surges happening. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you'll see surges in the early evening, late evenings, and of course the 2 o'clock bar closing time, right? So you got to take advantage of those hours. I've said this before that if you're a driver, driving is not a job. It's a lifestyle. And if you want to do well in this job and make money, what you need to do is, what do I always say? Always work when it's busy and rest when it's not. So it might be important that like on Saturday, if you come out, you might want to come out like around 3, try to work the surges when it's busy, be close to the beach areas, and then take a break between, I don't know, 7 and 8 when it slows down, when everyone's eating dinner, go back online after 8, 9 when it starts surging again, and then around midnight, and then around 2 o'clock. Those are the hours you're going to have to work. Another thing I keep on seeing on the internet is, I'll never work that event again, blah, 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 blah stuff. It's just
the whiners.
Yeah, you can't. I mean, it's your job. Remember, this is your job. It's our job. If someone needs rides, go pick them up and take them. Also, remember that it's a big numbers game. The more rides you do, the better rides you're going to get. The chances of getting a tip is better. It's not like the old days, unless you work in LA. I still see LAX surging all the time. I go on even when I'm sitting here in Orange County, I go on my 2-time surge app and I'll put in LAX on there just to see, when it's surging, when it's not. So that if I do get rides up to LAX, I will kind of have like an idea when I should go up there because, LAX keeps on surging because of all the construction that they're doing. So just remember those things. And then when you're at home, just keep on looking at your app. Look at your Lyft app, look at your Uber app, see what's, going on, which is very important.
But what's also important is making sure to recharge when you're not working.
Recharge what, your phone?
Yourself.
No, I meant like yourself. I know some people are, pulling
that.
like 11, 12-hour shifts and not taking breaks. Definitely should do that.
And not walking around. People that have iPhones, you should always check your walking meter thing. So how many steps that you do. There's days that I remember, like when I drove and just came home, I did under 300 steps.
That's
But I
funny.
guess I'm lucky because it only takes about 12, 13 steps from my door to my car. And that's why if I start working on some days, I'll always start from my house and turn on the app before I get my first ping.
I have a question. When you get a ride to the airport,
Yeah.
do you help with luggage?
Yeah.
If
Just
they're all-
wondering.
Well,
I know a lot of
I think-
people tend not to. So I've had drivers themselves that they just pop the trunk open and, I have to do it myself.
I think that's just rude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if it's
Well,
a lady
how do you feel about
or older
groceries,
lady
though?
or... Huh?
How do you feel about groceries?
He doesn't do those.
I don't know. I drive away. If I get a call at a grocery store, I will cancel it. Especially
That's
my
funny.
favorite Northgate ones. But if I get a call at Ralph's, wherever. But I feel very fortunate because since I live in the beach areas of Orange County, I don't get those calls. But, Santa Ana, Anaheim, I guess the lower income cities, you tend to get more of those kind of calls. I do have a soft heart for the seniors. I will always pick them up. I'll always give them 5 stars. I always want to make sure that other drivers pick them up.
Oh, that's so sweet of you.
See, Mrs. Ramos, I'm not a dick all the time. I was talking to you, doll. I was calling you Mrs. Ramos.
There's actually a new thing here. Changes to SFO airport pickups. This is for Lyft. Due to the recent regulation changes at SFO, only drivers with a TCP license and a Lux Black or Lux Black XL vehicle will soon be able to give Lux Black or Lux Black XL rides from the airport. These changes will go into effect over the next 2 weeks.
Interesting.
Oh, that's good for San Francisco Lux drivers.
Yeah.
Maybe we get John Marquez to move up there.
So does this mean that all the other rides are not going to be available, like just regular Lyft or
It just
XL,
means
or?
they're adding that to their platform.
Oh, okay.
That's all it means.
That's
Oh,
nice.
because they weren't doing it before.
Right. So now
because
they're going
only
to.
the TCPs were with those licenses. Got it.
So
Yep.
I told you guys that Joan went to go visit her mom a few weeks ago back in Rhode Island.
Yep.
And I told her her Uber ride was $36, and I think she mentioned to me that she got in around 8 o'clock at night, 8 or 8:30 at nighttime, and the driver she got told her he's been waiting there since 2 o'clock. And I said, "Oh, that's got to be BS. How can you wait at an airport that long without getting a ping, right?"
Yeah.
And then so later on, I looked at her receipt. And I'm like, "Honey, you ordered a XL." She goes, "Didn't you tell me to order X?" And I said, "Yeah, Uber X, not Uber XL." She goes, "Oh." Right.
No
So that's why that bill was so high. But anyway, she was telling me that if she ordered a Lyft, she would have just walked right outside the airport and got into a Lyft car. But to order an Uber, she had to go all the way down to the parking garage, which was, like a 12-minute walk, and had to get an Uber that way. So I was thinking, oh, that means Lyft has exclusivity at that airport to get the calls first. So that made sense while an XL driver sat at that airport for so long to get his first ride.
Wow.
So I guess around the country in other airports, I guess Uber and Lyft are fighting for stuff like this. So I think what, Uber's doing with Ontario, which is really stupid.
Yes.
Guess what?
That makes total sense now.
Yeah, now Lyft is going to get more business this way.
Of course.
So Uber's like, okay, Lyft, take more business. It's okay. It's basically what they're doing. So I think it's kind of dumb, but yeah. Anyway, I know we're all tired. I know Lonnie's tired because she got drunk last night.
I did not. I don't even drink anymore.
Stay off the drugs, Lonnie, then. Stay off the drugs.
Whatever.
For all you guys that don't know, it's 3:30 in the morning, and this is when we're recording our podcast. But anyway, thanks for listening. Have a good night. Have a good day. Drive safe. And always remember to tip your drivers, especially if he's Asian.
And don't be creepy.
And sit diagonally.
Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Vagina.
For more information about driving for Uber and Lyft, reach out to us on Facebook or visit our website at kingofuber.com.
Vagina now.